Hello, it's like here to show you the facts of life. Coloring here, as you see right here, is you have planet Earth, and then along with the moon, and then along with these facts of life. So far as good examples of colorings you see right here, is you have the sun, and then along with the planet Mars. But the whole idea for facts of life is pretty much say is if we are all of us if we heard from many other years about the world, about how the world began, and then when the end of the world was going to come or whatever it is. But it's like you would probably hear this maybe hundreds of times that few people, or you say preachers or whoever that talk about it, and would you say that the whole fact about how life about life on the planet, and the whole purpose is that a lot of us would probably say that a few people may say that about the world, that the world was created, and then the fact about when the world was going to end, or whatever you call it. But whatever, that you would hear all kinds of stories about something that could occur in the next several years from now. But the whole purpose, way I think about it, is that the way I think that the whole story goes is that the world is not going to be like we should say it's going to end like with a lot of people would probably say, is that you say that the people may say that it's about meteors crashing down on Earth, and then destroying a few cities and killing several dozen people, or whatever you call it. But I really think that the whole purpose about if the world were going to come to an end, it's not going to be like what we think, that it's going to be about a bunch of explosions and then a bunch of hazardous weathers, or whatever you call it. It's going to be about the fact about we all know whenever it comes, is that the fact about that whenever maybe in a couple thousand years from now, who knows, that the world would have like an ending to, like you say, a fact that you say the culture of life, that maybe things would start dying down on their own, and then maybe a new source of life would appear, such as a new source of life, and that new source of life could be, would you say, I don't know about monster duck, or monster fish, but it's like so far with geese, geese that are about the size of a flag, whatever you call it. That's according to what I hear a lot of times on study of biography, that maybe in 100 million years from now, or 300 million years from now, that you're going to have these large species, or whatever you call it, such as a giant fish or a giant spider, whatever it is, something related to evolution. But it's like you get the evolution, how you pronounce it, evolution or revolution, which I think it's evolution with an E. It's like so far as spelling it, but it's like EVALITON or whatever. But I think the whole purpose about the world, the way the world was created, that we should not have no fear about when it's like when about in the whirlwind's going to come, or whatever you call it. I really just think that to enjoy life, in fact about how our streams and how the mountains and stuff, the mountain ranges and stuff like that were created. So far as sun rising and sunset, we got the sunrise right here, and then the fact about that as we all know that so far as the beginning of the day. But it's like these planets, which you say were in our galaxy, called the Milky Way. That the way I think about it is that they were all created, and more likely that it's like there's so much more to study about. Used to say that the biology and the science and stuff like that. There's so much really more to discover. The way I think about, other than carry on about this whole story about when when the world is going to end, or when the universe is going to come to an end, to where something's going to explode or whatever you call it. But of course, we all know that we hear that a lot of times, companies that go out of business, or it could be homes foreclosed, whatever it is, people that get killed, and I really think that that's not necessarily considered considered what you call the end of the world, or whatever you call it. I really think that that's just stuff that happens, and that happens around the world. Happens in different parts of the countries, and the fact that it could be recreated again, start growth again. That's just one thing that is like me. It's like when we go through what you say are one of our deep depressions, and one of our deep depressions could be is that the lake water that got poisoned, or whatever you call it. But I really think that something that could be created is like so far with planet Earth, and then so far the universe, something that could be created to help recover, to help clean our water streams. But they got the clouds right there. But is that the way I think about it, is that we should have no fear about when the day the end of the world is going to occur, or whatever. That I really think that we should just enjoy life. It's like to enjoy life by knowing is that there's so much more to study as far as the Bible goes. There's so much more to study about the world, about the sources of life, new sources of life coming up, rather than to worry about the other stuff. But so far as the facts of life, is that the fact about the stars is we can all look at it, that we can maybe count up to 1 million stars. How many stars there are in our galaxy? I would probably say that maybe 10 billion or something like that. It's like you got the balls of gas. It's like you say that the gas that balls of gas that are out orbiting around, and which you say that a lot of people probably say that like that maybe had that as like a screensaver. There's like Google Earth. Begin to wonder if there's like a website on the internet called it's like Google Space Edition, or whatever you call it, where you can view different graphical images of space. And one thing that I think will be kind of neat is the fact about that if we could have a picture of planet Earth, just like that, and then after that, and then to maybe is to like what you call do some different studies about whatever the position way that when the Earth is orbiting, is rotating, so far as between daylight and nighttime. And so far as say what type of weather that's occurring. It's like that's another thing that we can also study. So much more to study about say the facts of life, other than worrying about about something coming to an end, or whatever you call it. That as you say that that we're all gonna die, but so far as like you say doomsday, or whatever you call it. But the way I think about it is that really just focus on the joy of life. It's like that's just the way I think about it so far with the way the Bible says. But it's like if we all ever studied that stuff about through the Bibles of the lyrics. But so far as the facts of life is you got the sun, and along with the planets, and the planet Mars, and along with the moon, and then the stars, and along with the duck. But you have it to where the duck says quack, quack, quack. It's not, and not row, 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 but then quack, quack, quack. But then the fish would like to enjoy. It's like that, the life so far as under the sea, and then along with the quack, the duck would like to do is like this, is to go ahead and do is to where he would have it to where go fly in different parts of the world. Say migrating, or whatever you call it. Just visit different parts of the world, other than worrying about the other stuff. Talking about the great creations, other than it's like the bad things that could happen in the future. But so far as with the facts of life, and along with the colorings, and along with this like the different pictures of the different cultures, you say, of the world.